Ted Sarandos, where are you?
Challengers is also on my list because I'm biracial.
If he's hot as shit, you must acquit.
Nothing worse than a skinny bitch, let me tell you that.
A good spicy white, you cannot go wrong.
I'm wearing tassel Gucci boots right now. Do I look like I would know?
You have Alicia Keys' government name.
I would much rather hate a bitch.
You know what? I have to give you your 10s because you kind of ate that.
It's upsetting me and my homegirl because damn, we can't get a controversial biracial.
You're talking about just having rhythm? Like you're talking about just moving to music?
Hunter, I have to say, I was watching your Instagram story this weekend.
Cinema. Okay.
Okay, not too much. See, this is why I hesitate to give you a compliment. And you're already sitting up, perked up, ready for me to sing your praises, which I have to say, or actually, let me sing your trainer's praises.
Ooh.
You look so toned, Hunty.
Thank you.
I saw those arms in your little workout vid.
I know. Listen, I'm like, I need a texter. I wanted to post it on TikTok.
You should.
I should.
A little like from then to now kind of thing, because you know, nothing worse than a skinny bitch. Let me tell you that. Nothing worse than a little noodle.
Shut up.
Because,
what are you talking about?
The growth that I've seen from Hunter Yvonne Harris is phenomenal. It was giving butter and noodles and no thought. I said, run down the block, girl. Just make it to the end and let's see what happens. But she is lifting her weight. She is doing her squats. I saw that ass sitting too. Don't think I wasn't looking.
Yes. What
Great
can I say?
work.
I feel like I'm in a like one of those like I feel like I just got divorced. That's how I feel. That's how good I feel. I feel like I just lost a husband. I feel like wow.
I know. Andrew's listening to this like bitch. But you are in your J-Lo era.
I am in my J-Lo era. Like you won't catch her slipping.
Never.
Like marriage in shambles, career in shambles, tour canceled, but still she looks great.
And we'll get back to that.
I woke up this morning. No, not this morning. I woke up on I think it was Tuesday morning with like a unsettled spirit.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, what's going on? Something's happening. I open my phone, I look at Instagram, and someone's like, babe, wake up. They're talking about you on The Tonight Show. I said, oh, what? I said, Jimmy Fallon, where?
Yeah.
And listen, I take back everything I said about Jimmy Fallon at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade at 8:30 in the morning in the pouring rain wearing sunglasses.
So do with that information what you will.
Look at the data points and think about why you would have to wear sunglasses.
Okay. Look at the data points. Okay, industry. Come on, Succession.
But Amy Adams was on talking about Night Bitch, her new movie, and he was like, oh, there's an online petition, one tweet, from a lot of fans, me, saying that you should play Tree Payne in a biopic. Would you be down? And she was like, yes. And in the industry, we call that, we have talent attached. We have a star attached. So let me just open up Final Draft. What was that girl's name? Lily Singh.
Oh, God, I forgot about her.
I know, haunted.
Yeah.
But she, that was the first time a tweet of mine had ever made it to late night. And she both took it out of context and didn't credit me. And it was with my mother, Natalie Portman, so I was extra mad.
Oh, wait, when did that happen?
Whenever her space movie came out, the one about the woman who drove to get her man. She drove across state lines. No, but she's an astronaut. It was called Lucy in the Sky, I think. But I was like, oh, she should have worn the diaper. Because in real life, the woman had driven all through the day and night and worn a diaper. And Natalie Portman in this movie didn't wear a diaper.
Women of color stealing from women of color. Not the first time, I'm telling you that.
Not the first time today, I'll say.
I've copy and pasted a few tweets and lip combos from Hunter Harris, I'll say it. It was honestly the funniest moment to call it a campaign and even to insinuate. I know Tree Payne has shooters, obviously.
She is a shooter. It can sniper on my head right now. Oh my God.
But it's
like dodge
so
a red light.
Hyper specific to you and your lived experience, and only the only coverage, the only link out is ever to you. There's no one else.
I had to say shout out to The Cut because The Cut blogger who talked about this, every single link in this article was to my newsletter. It's like, oh, here's one girl.
Because no one else.
Listen.
But it's your time. It's your time and it's Tree Payne's time. And I'm ready for you guys to link and build.
I would never deign to speak to the mistress, the madame. Trevadius Payne. No, her real name's Trina.
Oh, not me being damn. Wait, not me believing that she had that ghetto ass name. I was like, oh, good for her, Loki. Yeah. Love.
Okay, what's going on with you? How's your weekend?
Who cares about my weekend? It's time to lock in.
God.
It's time to focus. If you or a friend know anyone near, just local to a Netflix, just in LA, actually, I need you to call on them right now because my mother, she's ready. She's ready to start dating, and she's been watching the Later Dater show on Netflix, which we might need to do a deeper dive on later because I am obsessed.
Wow.
And my mom introduced me to it, and she's like, Peyton, it's literal. Let me read the text. Let me read the text that my mom sent. Hey, you two, to me and my brother. On Netflix, there's a show called Later Daters. I think we need to get me on there. Help me get on there, you guys. My brother just responds, @Peyton.
Like literally with the @ sign.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Your mom is beautiful and she has a winning personality and she's hilarious.
She's the funniest person in the family, and there's multiple comedians.
I'm going to go back to beautiful because my dad met your mom sophomore year of college and he still talks about how beautiful Peyton's mom is.
And it's true. That's why I'm saying, you guys, you have gold on your hands. I'm literally putting this on a silver platter for
Model.
You have Alicia Keys' government name. The actual Alicia Keys technically stole that name from her.
Nepo baby.
Thank you. And I was like, Mom, oh my God, let me get to work. She goes, yes, we have to get me on there. Well, at least if my face gets out there and people will see I am not having good dates, maybe there might be a soulmate or somebody out there for me going, there's my girl. LOL. Like, she's ready. She's primed. She's primed for prime time. Anyway, if you know someone, please, God.
Wow,
get my
friend. Ted Sarandos, where are you? Unfortunately, I did try watching Later Daters. I got about 12 minutes in. I couldn't do that woman's accent. That Macon, Georgia-ass country. Where's she from? No, it's from Florida.
Oh, wait.
The white woman with the big hair.
Oh, I loved her. Mother.
I couldn't do the accent. I'll try it again. It was too hopeful. It was too hopeful. You're talking to someone who mainlined New York Housewives this weekend.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
fair.
I'm built different.
Hunter doesn't, at the end of the day, believe in love. Hunter was like, have you seen My Parents' Divorce? Baby, we're not going there. My Parents' Divorce was like a little bit of like, I will say, so long but razzle dazzle, which is why I still had like the spirit of
so
love
long but razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle, yeah. It was performance. You should have seen Granny's involvement too. It was great.
Okay, well, I don't believe in love, but I do believe in my Spotify Wrapped. And let me tell you, there are some shockers on my list. If Drake made it on your list, there's still time to go into witness protection. We will also be talking about that today, and we'll be talking about the Sofia Richie dance. If you know, unfortunately, you do know. And don't worry, we're just as confused. And then later, we will be joined by our #1 op, Michael Cuby, to talk about 2024 pop culture highs and the lowest lows.
The lowest of lows. And don't forget that we have a bonus segment that drops every Thursday only on Wondery Plus. This week, we're talking about what the fuck is going on with Azealia Banks and Maddie Healy again. We'll be talking about it until we get a cease and desist. That will always be true. So subscribe to Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts to check that out.
So let me say this.
Let me say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first, but a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No. We're calling you in. It's a safe space
to talk shit.
But of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
How does one ever really explain a biracial woman? I don't know. We may not get to that answer today. But where we'll start is an investigation into Miss Sofia Richie.
Mrs. Sofia Richie.
Richie something.
Grange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she should have kept it Richie. Actually, I want to ask you, are you a lover or hater of Sofia Richie? I'm actually so curious.
Okay, it's interesting because you know my thesis about Hailey Bieber?
Yeah.
That she is so radically bland, but in a way that really wins me over every single time.
Yeah.
Like, I would go to war for her.
Yeah.
If she calls for the troops, she's calling for me. But with Sofia Richie, I'm kind of like,
yeah,
she's fine. I don't feel super moved either way. I think she's pretty. I think she has really beautiful lips that don't look like too filled.
Okay. I think it's my case is too early to tell, but really hard to compare against Nicole, but we'll get to that.
Well, listen.
I mean,
Nicole has,
come on, like, let's talk about it.
Generations of daughters.
But this is the thing that's pissed me off right now. I don't even know if I can blame Sofia Richie, but there's a trend right now called the Sofia Richie dance on TikTok, which is simply a shoulder shrug on beat. That's it.
Okay, wait, we have to set it up a little bit better than this because first of all, let me say, I I was on TikTok and I saw it and I was like, this can't be a trend. And then the rest of my feed was like girls doing the dance. And I'm watching it. And so she's on the, what's it, Pass the Puss?
Oh, the Therapist?
Therapist, yeah.
Handle Pass the Puss.
Yes. His podcast. And I guess they're friends and they met through her husband.
Yeah.
And like they're really, really close. I have no opinion about him. He seems funny. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. Nice.
And then they're like in some kind of house that looks like a Nobu hotel derogatory. Unless someone's on offer, a night at a Nobu hotel is on offer, then I take it back. And he's listening to that song "Messy" by Lola something, which I love that song.
Great
love
song.
that song.
Oh my God, love her.
And then Sofia Richie like comes in the frame, like
that's it. Steps right in with the shoulder shrug.
That's all it is.
And that's normally all a biracial can offer on a dance floor anyway.
Oof.
Sorry.
Look in the mirror.
Dance background. Oh, you look in the mirror, light skin.
No, don't put that curse on me, devil.
But it was just like,
it's so
something is
nothing.
wrong here. As in like in white women's brains, actually not there. But like to be like, all the captions, I went through the videos and the trend videos and all the captions are like, I can see why she loves doing this dance. Like, it's so fun.
Well, that was the most shocking part is that I'm scrolling through and it's like, oh my God, the dance is like actually so easy. Like, oh my God, I'm doing the dance. Like, oh, have you seen me doing the dance? Like, going to the club so I can do the dance. I'm like, what dance?
Your feet are not moving. They're planted on the floor.
And then you see like one black girl with like a trending video that's like, you're talking about just having rhythm? Like, you're talking about just moving to music?
A 5, 6, 7, 8, if you will?
There are two Americas. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And
that one's winning. Unfortunately, that side of America is really beating our asses right now.
But I think there is something, okay, I was at a dinner a couple months ago with a woman who like works in like fashion and beauty, like PR. And she was like, Sofia Richie is like the it girl. Every brand wants to work with her. Every brand is like, she can move product. Like she is exactly the kind of like quiet luxury that works. Like she's like a Nepo baby, obviously, but like doesn't try to do anything. It's not like I'm like, oh. I don't want to listen to any more Gracie Abrams.
Oh, you really come for my sister every time. And it's like, stop. Get behind me, Gracie. Something about, I'm going to regret that one day. Something about Sofia Richie is just so, in the same way that it works for Hailey Bieber, palatable. Like she's just so easy. She's not controversial. She's racy in the way that's like elementary school racy. Like it's always like PG, maybe 13 if you're feeling crazy. Like she gets 3 F-bombs a year. Like, that's how it is. And, like, it works so well for her. I understand that. But it's also, it's upsetting me and my homegirl. Because, damn, we can't get a controversial biracial. Nicole Richie worked for her status. Did you also, I assume you watched Simple Life.
Yeah.
Okay. Not just Simple Life, though. Did you watch her show on, like, AOL? That was
the Cuby show?
No. It was pre-Cuby. I think it was like on AOL. And it was so funny. It was like a little like into Nicole Richie's life and her little friends. And it was hilarious.
Interesting.
Like she's like someone you know what I hate? I hate feeling neutral about somebody. I hate being like, okay. It's almost worse than being like, oh, I hate her. Like
I would much rather hate a bitch.
I would much rather be hated
over her. Feels like very Mad Men. I don't think about you at all.
And that's what so annoying. That's what shocked me. Do you remember her wedding, Sofia Richie's wedding?
Oh, the wedding shoved down our throats?
Shoved down
the wedding that
throats.
I couldn't escape?
What was the check to Vogue.com? What was it?
I don't even think it was a check to Vogue. It was a whole industrial complex. I'm telling you, this wedding was everywhere. And I'm like, but see, that's the thing. I think it's because she just gets all these brand partnerships. Like she had 3 Chanel dresses on her wedding day. Like something really, and like they dressed her the whole weekend. Like something really over the top, and it all looked beautiful. But I was like, I don't fucking care. But she did have a troubled past. Remember she dated that Kardashian guy?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
That was her, right? Like Scott Disick, really crazy. Like, oh my goodness.
And that was
disturbing.
For the record, Sofia Richie is 26 now. Which I don't really even believe in people under the age of 27. But she's 26 now, which means I think she was like 22 or something, or 21. Like she was so young dating that old man.
Really like and it's all on him. It's not on her. That's that's all his fault.
Her brain was developing. Leave her alone.
The only person under the age of 27 I trust is Baldy and Dowd.
How old is she?
I think she's 25.
A lot of people are coming out as being under 30 these days, and I don't like it.
Ludwig? I don't like to look in someone. Ludwig is under.
Ludwig, because he was just on Forbes 30 under 30, and I'm naming it. And I saw him that day, and I said, bitch,
you're
28? 28.
Wow.
I hate being lied to.
Wow.
But at least not 27 or 26.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Thank God.
I forgot. Well, what was that? What was the rest of her troubled past?
That was it.
Oh, you're joking. Nicole Richie had like 10 drug problems.
No,
Oh,
I'm kidding.
don't piss me off,
I'm kidding.
I just literally threw my little note cards.
No, I'm sorry. Dating Scott Disick is like enough turmoil for a lifetime.
Honestly,
the only person who's worse is Jonathan Chabon. Is that his name?
Oh, I can't. The food god.
Yeah,
guy?
not dealing with that. Not dealing with that.
I feel like I guess what's troubling to me is like I kind of thought we were like making this migration away from quiet luxury or like this like soft life girl, which really just had like equated to being like white and boring actually. And I felt like there was like a move towards like the Chapel Roans of the world or like the like people, the loud white bitches. And now I'm like, oh, we haven't escaped that at all. Like, is this a prison and are we all stuck in it? Because like, why are we thinking that this is a dance? And I get maybe the appeal of Sofia for someone that like Pinterest their personality. You know what I mean? Like how to be interesting. Like looks up Pinterest, looks up like outfits to like wear to the movies.
Like the slick back girls, the girls, but like it's never
girls.
it's like there's like the black slick back girl who's intense and knows her worth.
Who's intense
and has places to be, and there's a white slickback girl who like has a center part, and it's like kind of like over but then back, and I'm like, wait, huh?
Wait.
Sofia Richie she's the leader of the second group of slickback girls, which is ironic because she's
biracial.
But I need to say not too much because there's a difference to me between Sofia Richie, who is like at least seems like chill to hang out with, and then like the true like wannabe Martha Stewart homemaker girls. Nara Smith, where I'm like, oh, your voice is gross to me. Like, I'm not buying any of it. Like, I'm not interested in any of it. But at least she's like inoffensive. Like, that's what I want from Nepo Baby. Someone who simply wears nice clothes, posts on Instagram, and is pretty.
And is like chill being a Nepo Baby. I think that's what I've always like loved about the both of them. The both of them being Nicole and Sofia.
Yeah.
Is that they're like, yeah, anyway, so.
Nicole's got that dog in her, though. You know, I think she did have a Cuby show that was like canceled whenever Cuby ended.
Yeah.
But I thought for a long time that she could be like a Drew Barrymore. Like she could have like a daytime show. Actually, she did take Jennifer Hudson's.
Wow. Erasing dark-skinned women. That's interesting, Hunter.
You know that's not what it's about. You know she's a terrible daytime TV host.
She is actually. And Nicole Richie is like just so charismatic and so quick and really you have to be so smart to be that funny.
Yeah.
Her and Paris, actually.
Yeah. No, I'm not Paris.
Wait, not Paris. You're right. I take that back. You know what? Look me in the eye in the camera. Hear me tapping the mic on the audio. I take that back.
No, because I have to stop you right there. No.
And thank you for calling me in, not calling me out. That's what we do here on this podcast. But really, I just like, okay, you know what I'm coming to right now is Nicole Richie felt like emblematic of like that time. Like the chaos and like fun and I don't know, drug addict era of like the early 2000s. And now Sofia represents like where we are now in society, which is like, it's safer to be boring. It's easy to be boring and it's easy to be safe. And that's what she's doing. And that's her appeal. And she's like, it's not even, this is no shade to Sofia, actually. It's just the truth
you
about
called her boring 4 times in a row, but it's no shade? Okay.
No, like,
oh, totally.
Well, it's okay to be boring. I mean, I don't identify with that experience, but it's okay for people to live that way. But like, I do think that her level of whiteness is just enough for America. Like, you know what I mean? She has no real, it's very the Rashida Jones of it all. Like, she has this appeal because people
Rashida Jones does her little hip hop stuff though. I've sent you her videos when she dances and she takes hip hop class.
Rashida Jones does her little hip hop stuff. It's so crazy, especially not knowing what you're talking about. It was like Rashida Jones on the red carpet when someone was like, "You look so tan. Like, what's your secret?" And she was like, "Oh, like I'm like black a little bit."
I never knew that.
Oh,
I never knew that.
Well, neither did the
No,
interview.
I mean, I never saw that interview. Of course I know she's half black.
I was like, her dad just died, Hunter. Have some respect.
Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness.
But I think that's part of her appeal. It's like she's like just a little bit like PG-13 and a little bit black. And that's what America.
I think people forget that Sofia Richie is black. I don't know if the white girls really even clock that she's mixed race. But the thing about Sofia Richie that I think is interesting is that I don't ever feel like she's being inauthentic. I don't feel like she like is trying to make herself more palatable. And that's what I maybe respect about her more than anything is that she doesn't try to do like who am I thinking of? Like someone who I'm like, oh, girl, your heart is just like not in it. Like you don't want to be. It's kind of like the interview with Leandra Medine on that the Cutting Room Floor podcast, and she was saying like she was coming up at a time of like she was building Man Repeller, and Emily Weiss was building Glossier, and with the Refinery 29 people were doing that, and she was like, I really didn't want to like run a media company, but every one of my peers was doing that, so I just like did it anyway.
Yeah,
and I like kind of. I'm pretty sure I don't want to take it out of context, but like that was kind of the gist of it, that she was more passionate about other things. And I feel like with Sofia Richie, she's not faking it.
Yeah.
Like she really just is doing what she wants to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if like she has like turned down the opportunity to do like a, whatever Dua Lipa's newsletter is called, or like something like that she doesn't need to do and doesn't have to do.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that. And I think it's not that she's like ever trying to be aspirational. She just naturally is.
Yeah. Because she's
inherently
rich.
is.
Because she's rich and she's pretty. And she has, 1C curls.
And I would love to have that experience. Oh, well.
I am.
Not the experience of 1C curls.
I was about to say, are you self-hating?
Yeah.
What?
I would love to have straight hair. No, but I would love to be like working with like Joe Malone, Tommy, Prada. Like I would love to be working with the girls.
Yes.
The mass
I will
girlies.
not be in a Chanel prison, however. You cannot lock me up in there.
No, free Kristen Stewart. That's all I
It will
gotta
not
say.
happen for me. Twill not. Twas won't. At the end of the day, listen. You sat there and complained. You didn't want to learn the Renegade dance. You didn't want to learn the Cognac Queen dance. You didn't want to learn the Hot Girl Summer dance. You didn't want to learn all of these dances. And now here comes a dance that's fucking easy. That I can do quickly. That I don't have to study. I want to learn the sticky dance. Have you seen the sticky dance? I don't want to do that.
I'm like, I'm biracial too, and I have a dance background. Like, I'll do it.
I'd rather just into a frame and be like, oh, T.
Well, maybe we do that after this.
We should.
Warm up, Hunter. Warm up. Yeah. So before we bid adieu to 2024, I think it's high time we do a little bit of a rundown, if you will, of some highs and some, oh, you guessed it, incredibly low lows. Yes, many. Too many to count. Too many for this podcast. And we have a guest here with us today. You might remember him actually from the early days of this podcast. If you're a real true Let Me Say This head, you remember one of our favorite episodes actually with the Michael Cuby, writer and editor at large at Them. Welcome to the podcast, you sicko.
I have to say,
Welcome
wait,
back.
Writer and editor, and also writer of an iconic tweet. Can I quote it?
Oh.
Say it.
If it's the tweet I think is about to come.
I actually don't even know what it is. Say it.
Christmas Day 2017, Michael tweeted, I can't believe my aunt just looked over at me to ask for clarification about some random football fact. Honey.
Oh, God.
Give it up. You got this.
I'm wearing tassel Gucci boots right now. Do I look like I would know?
And you know what?
You said, bitch,
I would say it again.
I wish you were wearing the tassel Gucci. You're wearing different Gucci.
Because I mean, different Gucci boots today.
No, I had that ready.
Not
I had
the
that
tassel
ready.
Gucci boots.
I
Don't
saw
worry.
your little shoes. I said, oh, I've got something for him today.
Nasty. Well, we are glad to have you back with us. Michael, are you a lover or a hater?
You know I'm a hater.
Yeah, right. Let's just hard stop there.
You're
That was
right,
hard for you.
We know you're a hater.
No follow-up,
and
no excuses, no.
high school seniors
Born and
in
bred hater.
physics also know you're a hater.
Many-
They're
Many Stan accounts know that
literally
Michael's a
fussing
fucking
with
hater.
you during their lunch period.
Oh my God.
Okay.
They never stop.
I have to ask, are you a lover or a hater of 2024?
Hater. I feel like 2024 has been a mess, kind of, from jump. There have been some moments, but overall,
Throw it
Yeah.
away.
throw it
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
Down.
That's fair. And before we get into kind of like a deep dive of this year and how hellish it really was, I think we kind of have to start off with Little Miss Spotify Wrapped.
I was not called out. I was called in.
All right. I think we be brave.
Yeah.
I think we be brave. I think we round robin it and say, who are your... You don't have to name them all. I think it's a safe space to say just some. What artists were in your top
Top 5.
5?
Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter.
Heard of her.
Well, Beyonce, Giselle Knowles. Charli XCX.
Let us pray.
No, Michael and I both looked to camera and got really silent and like fell, like crumpled a little bit, but continue.
Taylor Swift. I was shocked. It's kind of giving
I'm not.
payola. But listen, I do love Reputation. What can I say? Stereophonic.
Oh,
Stereophonic.
wait.
I love me some Stereophonic. To the east of Eden.
Jesus Christ.
In your arms.
She's a
I
theater
love
girl.
it. I am. And then Tyler, the Creator. Only man to get in my top 10. Crack my top 10. Top 5.
Oh, so did you pass the Bechdel test? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. So I have to clarify. I am an Apple Music user. So I had.
We didn't do
Okay,
our
listen, your voice does not matter. I'm so sorry. Your
So
opinion
I had
does
Apple
not
Music
count.
Replay, not Spotify Wrapped. But I did. I am a gay man, so my most played artist of the year was Charli XCX.
I heard.
Naturally. But there were some men, McGee, who I feel
Love,
like
you put me
yes,
on. Yes,
yes.
love him. That lesbian woman.
Right, I was like,
Man.
he's basically gay.
I was like,
like that's like,
there's no way.
love him. I think kind of the most crazy thing was like not in my top 5, but in my top 10, I had both Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth because of the fact that after I saw Wicked the first time, before before like the movie soundtrack came out, I spent 2 weeks just listening to the old soundtrack.
Yeah.
And apparently those 2 weeks were enough for the entire year to end up. Which I was like, wow, not beating the musical theater gay allegation.
Mm-hmm. Hunter's nodding in a way that's like, faggot. Ooh, I mean, queen.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I can feel the homophobia being pressed onto
Get her,
me.
cancel her. Get her again. Get her for me. Okay, wait.
I was surprised that there's no chapel in yours.
So the thing, I feel like I had my chapel moment in 2023, not to be one of those early girls, but like
not to be one of those early girls.
like, but you know, that album I was spinning a lot in the final months of 2023. So by the time 2024 came on, I just wasn't like at the top of my list. I listened to Good Luck Babe a lot, but like the album itself, I had kind of played out over the months in the end. She was at like in the top of last year.
Okay.
But, you know, obviously still love my girl and loved her 2024. She had a great year, but
yeah.
Not in my top 5 though.
Interesting. Okay, Miss Girl.
Yes, let's hear from Peyton.
He's like, cut the camera there. Before you both bully me. Okay. I did pass the Bechdel test. Typical lesbian. Beyonce was in mine. Sabrina was in mine. Charli was in mine. Taylor, of course, was in mine. And my number 1 spot and my number 1 song went to Billie Eilish. So,
Chachiro, Birds of a Feather.
Birds of a Feather, of course, number 1 song. I like wrote a whole thing about how it's a song to make someone fall in love with you.
The only song that I hear playing when I go into Peyton's apartment every single time.
Now you said faggot. I mean queen. Now you did it.
I'm like, oh, this again. Here we go.
He said it's a pregame. Can we lift the spirits? Like the fuck? Ooh, you're so annoying. That reminds me of that one time you came over and I was watching The Office and you were like, typical. And it was so embarrassed.
It was funny because it wasn't just, you were watching like one of those like packages of like special episodes. And I was like, you're deep in it.
Okay, cut that out. But I have to ask, one common thread though, musical theater gays or an ally are taking it because guess what was in one of my top songs? Soda's Letter from The Outsiders.
No.
Yes. But let's talk about
shout out to Luke.
We all saw The Outsiders together.
Yes.
Truly.
Yes.
Just
we're in our musical theater era.
They really, you know.
It's so
Broadway's
stereophonic, but listen, it's good.
Fine. And then what were some of your top songs?
Okay, imagine my surprise that my top song of the year, the song that I listened to, head and shoulders above any other song, 16 Carriages. Boom, do-do-do-do. You know that meme?
What are you going through, Hunter? Jesus.
I really don't know, but I was actually shocked because I thought my top song of the year was deadass 100% going to be Two Most Wanted.
I thought that too. That was like,
suspect,
for me,
honestly.
yeah, because you talk about it all the time.
I love it. I love it. And actually, Andrew is making fun of me because I listen to it and I hold Remy and I like sing it to her.
Well,
I'm sick.
like mother, like daughter.
Literally.
No, it comes on and he's like, Remy runs out of the room.
Oh my God. Okay, well, Birds of a Feather was mine. So what was yours?
My actual top song of the year, I believe, was Rockman by McGee.
Oh.
But hilariously, Apple Music does like a thing where they tell you your most played song for each month. Mm. And in February, my most played song was the title track from Jennifer Lopez's This Is Me Now.
Okay, we literally have an op in here right now. Are you? We have an Apple Music.
Did you hear how I almost choked? Oh my god!
I was like, what
Get
was I
him
going through? I mean, but you know, the album a mess, but that song, that one song, she took it. She tore it.
Wow.
Go ahead with your bad self,
Wow,
Michael.
wow.
Okay, I have to ask really quickly, who do you think was a pop girl or pop person that took it this year in general, not just like our Spotify Wrapped?
I have
Pop
to say Charli.
person.
It was a brat universe. Actually.
Yeah,
a brat
I'm-
year.
I'm gonna say Chapel.
That's what I was kind of stuck between.
I think Chapel because I think with Charli, it's like she has been working for so long, so hard to like get to this place, which is miraculous, and I
Yeah.
like respect it so much. But it's like certainly been like a slow build for her.
Right.
But with Chapel, it's like overnight. I'm like talking about like I remember when we started this podcast, I said, "Who the hell is a Chappelle Roan?"
literally.
And look at me now.
How the
she-
times
eating
have
my
changed.
words.
Kink is karma.
That's what we call
Midnight.
growth.
Yeah. That's what we call allyship.
Yeah.
Okay, moving from music to the cinema. Movie
I'm
of the
familiar.
year.
I'm
You're familiar.
I'm
You
familiar.
frequent.
I'm familiar.
The Zoe Kravitz.
I do
Stays
stay
in
in
a
the cinema.
theater.
I love a dark cinema.
Okay, like maybe top 3 movies of the year for you.
Okay. So Seed of the Sacred Fig, Honora, and Nickel Boys for me. Like those.
Nah, speak on it.
And louder, in fact. Tap
Speak
into
Speak
that
on
mic.
it.
Yeah.
Speak on it, Black King. Speak on it.
What's your...
Yeah, like Nickel Boys is just incredible. I have been a fan of Ramel Ross like since his documentary Hell County This Evening, but Nickel Boys is just it's so like riveting. It's such like a distinct directorial vision, you know, just kind of this idea of like watching this film like through the eyes of the character and kind of instead of it's a different way to kind of explore Black trauma, which I think is like, you know, kind of somewhat overdone. We've like seen different things and I like this was a different way of trying to experience that and like talking about that. And it's just incredible. It's like, it makes me really sad to think about the fact that he might not necessarily get the praise he deserves, like when it comes to kind of like awards, though hopefully he does, but it's just, you know, you can't top that. And then Honora is just like some of the most fun I have had in the theater this year. It's just like such a roller coaster of a film, such an like incredible breakout performance from Mikey Madison. And I have had some issues with Sean Baker in the past, but I was like, after walking out
Sounds
of
like
Honora,
personal
right?
beef.
I was
It's like, ooh.
walking out of Honora, though, I was like, you know what? I have to give you your 10s because you kind of ate that. Like, oh, iconic. We love it.
Wow. I also love Nickel Boys. It is my favorite movie of the year. And I think the thing is that it's about this like these 2 boys at this reform school, and like years later it turns out that like this school was like abusing and sometimes killing these like Black young men.
Really.
But the way that the movie shows this all as like kind of a coming of age story, it's like just as much a coming of age story as it's like a story about trauma, as it is like a real like tragedy. In a way that I just found like so moving and like just beyond anything I've seen this year. Like absolutely hands down. I get chills even talking about it. I think it's just magnificent.
Go see it. If you haven't, this is your call to action to go see it.
Stare it on the barrel of the camera and say, go see it. It's that good. And then listen, challengers for me.
Yeah.
God, listen.
In my top 5.
Yeah, she
I
got
love
a
it.
white boyfriend. You can tell. Yeah. Yeah. Don't you worry. Yeah. Come on,
She
throw
is
agenda.
Zendaya in her mind.
I
So, you know, she's like...
I'm not making the allegations.
Oh,
The
Lord.
Zendaya allegations. And then what else did I really like this year? I don't know. I'll think about it. I think
Okay.
my 3rd. What about you?
Well, Challengers is also on my list
Mhm.
because I'm biracial. So Challengers is on my list because of the same feeling of like, oh, I had so much fun and I missed feeling that way in a theater. That wasn't like a Barbie getting dressed up way, but more of like I'm fighting back laughing so I can make sure I hear every word. I also felt that way about Wicked. I loved Wicked in a way I really didn't think I was going to. And I know it's fresh, so maybe there's a little bit there. And there's a little bit of, again, like this fun, this joy that I felt. And also Cynthia Erivo, again, let her cheat. And then number 3, I'm the most annoying lesbian you've ever met. I love Lies Bleeding. I love that movie.
Wow.
I'm talking about fun.
Right.
Let's talk about fun. When Kristen Stewart is whispering into that girl's pussy, I said, we're back, baby. The theater is back. They're like, girl, just go watch porn. Like, you're fine. But I had so much fun in like watching that film. Similar to maybe your Honora feeling, but yeah, those are my 3.
Wow. Okay. We need to take it there. Divorce of the year.
I think we actually all have the same one. 3, 2, 1.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
She's playing chestnut checkers, Jennifer Lopez. You're telling me you are making an album about a music video, about a documentary, about your marriage that swiftly ends.
It really wasn't even about the marriage. It was about a good fuck, if we're being honest. It was really about like her side piece. Like at the end of the day, it's like it wasn't love. They were just really fucking, and it was beautiful. Like, come on, if we really let's pull the blinders back. I actually don't think it's love. I think it was just a lot of really good lust and a good storyline.
You're saying a lot of things right now that I think are ugly. I think that you should apologize. It was love. It was love.
Okay,
the love was so intense that it had to burn out. That's what it was. It's like no one has that amount of love. It's like they really just poured it all in, and they were like, you know what? I'm depleted. I gotta get out. It's done. Like,
how dare you say they weren't really in love?
My heart is empty at this point.
Wait, and speaking of depleted, that photo of her and him leaving that house, talking about depleted, he had put everything, every pump he had into her, and she was grinning ear to ear. Oh, my favorite paparazzi shot. Yeah. Shout out to them. I think like. And now he's being messy, kind of hanging out with the other Jennifer.
The mother of his children? He's being messy, being a perfect father.
Messy girl.
Oh. No, say some more. No, next.
They consciously uncouple. They are being good co-parent.
And there's a gun in the room, okay? And it's loaded. My God.
And it's you pointing it at yourself. Oh my God.
Maybe. Was there like a relationship we loved this year? Like someone that got together?
Club Chalamet and the internet.
I was like, wait, does Club Chalamet have a partner I didn't know about?
No.
Now you ask me, does Club Chalamet have a man?
Wait,
Club Chalamet has trips.
Which leads
she has hotel bookings.
And she has stocks too. Club Chalamet and stocks. That's my relationship of the year.
Because when you have the money, you can do it too.
This is the most unserious podcast that has ever existed. Oh my God. Okay, and that's a perfect segue to White Boy of the Year. You got me thinking about a top contender.
Listen,
especially recently.
I gotta say it. If he's hot as shit, you must acquit.
So there's a recent last minute entry. Okay, is a White Boy of the Year. Was it Austin Butler? Was it Timothy Chalamet? Ding 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 ding. We've got a last minute entry. Oh, and he might just be taking it.
The United Healthcare shooter. I'm sorry.
Luigi. I love Italians. I always have.
Listen,
you know my ex. I love Italians.
A good spicy white, you cannot go wrong.
Yes.
You can't go wrong. And
some white with some sage, like some white with some Parmesan.
And to find out, and I need our listeners to know, like we literally, his photo dropped minutes before we started recording this podcast, and we said, "Thank God."
And like 25 people I know were already following him. Like no,
the gays have been coming out in hordes, in droves. Literally, go to his Instagram page. I have 50 mutuals already, like comments under the pictures from like 2012. Like I was like, the thirst has no end, and you know what? And for once, I'm like, I support it because. That's a man.
Mm-hmm.
That is a man. And I'm
taking matters into his own hands.
I'm ready to go Nicholas Hoult in juror number 2. And the other they're fighting for the jury will be young as if I am on it.
I hate you. Lock you up. Free him and lock you up. Oh my God.
Right, I'm going to end up being in prison.
They play this to a jury. The jury's like, well, I don't hear a lie. Like, okay, so yes, definitely him. And then who else? Who else is a white boy?
Well, I really was thinking Timothy because
Josh
especially after
O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor.
Josh
I don't know. He's
O'Connor.
kind of slowed his pace.
Josh O'Connor and Mike Feist with booty out, booty forward performance in Challengers. That's my man.
Obviously, then you have like Drew Starkey and Harris Dickinson.
Drew Starkey, that big ass forehead. He's not doing anything for me.
Well, how are you hating on big ass foreheads? I thought
literally the call is coming from inside the house. Oh, you have some nerve.
The internalized hatred.
That was nasty, Hunter, actually. How dare you comment on celebrity bodies? Have you learned nothing? No, but you need to watch his show on Netflix, Outer Banks.
Okay, that wouldn't be my recommendation, but
Well, she already saw Queer, so I couldn't recommend that. Who else is it? I mean, I think Timothy's number 2 for me. Austin Butler at the beginning of the year, and now
Timothy, in the video on College Game Day,
of him talking about sport.
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
like kind of the way his voice gets a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about
Saying words I don't know.
Sports. He said football. He said touchdown. He said sack.
Okay, the bar is on the floor. Because not he
But
said football.
I love heterosexual Timmy. He should be straight more often. I feel like he like appeals to this like the end of the bisexuals. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like him in his hetero era, I'm like, oh, wait, hold on now. Something's cooking for me. But really, you know who I think is going to take it for 2025? Predictions, if we want to go around.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jacob Elordi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Hear me?
think so too.
And that little video of him
A
dancing in
victory lap.
Marrakesh.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, the beard is just not very good.
I was when I first saw the picture of the beard, I was really put off, which was crazy because I am a facial hair, like I go for it every single time. But I was like, this might be the first time I see someone with facial hair and be like, you look worse. But it's been growing on me a lot. And I'm like, you know what? Actually,
He's primed.
I'm coming around to it. And I'm like, you know what? You're working it. But I think Jacob Elordi is kind of has been in the top 3 for like the past several years. But 2025 might be the moment. Ooh.
Not my top 3.
Oh, well.
Not me. Mm-mm.
She said, I hate
I'm a hater,
Euphoria.
right?
Okay, very important question. When we think about 2024, who won this year? And you don't have to be pro, but like, who do you think, like, okay, 2024, this was his year. Oof, I have someone, unfortunately.
And you said his, so I got nervous.
Right.
She's giving it to a man. You're never passing the Bechdel test.
Misogyny
What
is
test, bitch? What test?
in the air.
Boutini test. I don't know, girl. Okay.
So only a man can win.
When I think about 2024 from now on, I'll be thinking about Joe Biden. For the rest of time, I'll be thinking Joe Biden, his 89-year-old ass, said, I want to be president so fucking badly that we have to give it to Trump. That's the reality.
Okay.
The silence. The silence.
You go ahead. Go off, queen.
The silence of the loud.
And now we said faggot. I mean, queen. Go off, girl.
No, I'm sorry. We won't have rights because Joe Biden wanted to be president again.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's-
crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I would agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
My capitalist answer is probably Charli XCX. I mean, financially, I'm just saying the numbers are adding up. I feel like she, is finally seeing the fruits of her very Bushwick labor. Like, she was like, oh my God, I've done it. I've done the thing. I've done the thing that Chaperone did, like, but accidentally and immediately. And I do think that she is, and it ends now, milking Brat for as long as she should. And if I had something like a Brat, I would milk it too until the day's end. I would be doing constant remixes, pop-ups, merch, everything until everyone was sick of me. And that's what it is she's doing.
But I mean, I think it's like
And
even
twerking.
beyond that, she's using that to kind of also get to the next era. Like she's like fully like going into like an actress direction and like she has like several
She's
movies
got
in the
plans.
pipeline, right?
She's got
booked.
plans.
The IMDb page is filling up like in seconds. As a
Yeah.
new role. And so I'm like, you know what? Good for you. I love that because she's fun, she's talented, and again, as someone who's been writing for her since, early days before I was even in New York, let alone Bushwick.
You were aspiring to a Bushwick then.
It's like been so nice to kind of like watch her have a moment, but particularly because it's like she's just doing herself. She didn't like really have to change.
It's
in
not
fact, it's
put
like she
on.
did the change for the last album and it didn't hit. And she was like, actually, fuck it. I'm going back to my roots.
Someone bring back a bump. The bundle, if you will.
365 party girl.
Yeah. And she stayed true to herself.
Exactly.
She returned to her roots.
Right.
And we love her for that. So I think at the end of the day, it was a Brat year. It was a Brat summer, it was a Brat year. Michael?
I have to agree with Charli.
Work.
I don't think I can like think about someone who's had like I guess it doesn't have to be a better 2024, but Charli is like
was like in the ether. Everything kind of went back to
Right,
Brad.
exactly.
Everything went back to Charli.
Everything went
Kamala
back to
is
Brat.
Brat.
Not everything needed to go
Right.
back to Brat. though.
Not everything
Let's
needed
say
to,
that.
but everything did. And that's kind of what you call impact.
Okay. And to close us out, who do we think will be taking it in 2025?
Bald and Dowd.
I know, so that's my sister, and so many people are gonna be like, "What?"
If you don't follow Bald and Dowd, I don't know what to tell you, girl. Get on your Zoom. Get on your Zoom. Wait,
Get to
but I
work.
wanted to have I want Ariana to have a good 2025, like with new music. I want her to have like a bigger 2020.
Is Wicked 2, when is that supposed to be coming out?
Next year? Yeah.
Oh,
Next Thanksgiving.
then
like,
just then
exactly a
maybe.
year.
Yeah.
I
I mean, the
wonder.
press run will not end until then. Like, it's deep
And even
strapped
after that.
in. Actually, when I think of 2024, it might have to be the Holding Space interviewer. She kind of took it from me.
Come on, Matt Cosmetics campaign. Like,
Oh, I saw
Yeah.
that.
crazy.
She made a moment. Then I also do love that then Ariana and Cynthia were interviewed about the fact that the press run has gone long enough for them to now be interviewed about things that were happening on the press run.
Right.
It's kind of iconic.
No,
Yeah.
I think I was just thinking when you're saying that, what is going to be longer, the Wicked press tour or the Eras tour?
The Eras tour ended.
I know, but that's been a
Finally.
life sentence.
Oh,
Like, she's
right.
been doing that for
True.
15 years.
Okay, but I will say I won it for Ari.
Yeah.
I won it for Ari, I won it for Wicked. I don't know if I won it for Cynthia, even though I love you, girl. But we got to work on some things. But Ari, 2025, Wicked Part 2. I can be in that boat.
She's taking it.
And if she puts her, I almost said, if she puts her blackface back on, if she gets that contour right, we cooking for real. We cooking for real. Manifest. Well, and on that note, Michael, thank you so much for coming on. Where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at YoSoyMichael, on Blue Sky at YoSoyMichael. And yeah, I guess that's all. And then Instagram at Michael Cuby.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Something darker, deeper, more serious
Let's do it.
that we need to discuss today. Over the weekend, on Sunday, Jay-Z was accused or named in a lawsuit accusing him of raping a young girl in cahoots with Diddy in 2000.
Yeah.
And I was in shock.
Yeah. And the immediacy in which it spread like wildfire.
I think that's the thing. It's like, oh my God, I
everywhere.
saw a complex
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 didn't wait
pose.
a beat. They didn't wait a minute.
No, and
They
it's
had
like
the post
immediately
prepped.
has like 3 million comments, like something crazy. Also, I'm like Pop Crave on Twitter, all of this stuff. And basically the complaint had like the lawsuit had been filed a few months ago, I think in October. And then just recently, like over the weekend, they named Jay-Z as like one of the other accused.
Yeah.
And the attorney had said when he filed the lawsuit that like they're accusing Diddy of like raping this woman, but that other accusers or other like defendants would be named. And now Jay-Z.
And now Jay-Z.
And it was just like, what's gonna happen here?
Uh-huh.
And then Jay-Z released a statement. And I'm gonna say Jay-Z released a statement.
Yeah,
because
that was not, first of all, I know Beyonce didn't see that.
it was immediately clear this is a man in a Word document.
Mhm.
Like, because it was not, oh my goodness. This
Google Docs opened.
This was unreal. I mean, it's funny. I did a story for Vice a couple years ago about like how often celebrities go rogue and release their own statements.
Mhm.
And every publicist was like, you'd be shocked how often they take matters in their own hands.
When they never should.
And immediately I was like, oh,
yeah.
no one read this. Basically, the gist of the statement is him saying that he's innocent, that he's being extorted by this attorney, that he, doesn't know what happened to this woman, but his heart breaks for victims. And that then he talks about how like the worst part is I have to tell my daughter who's like 10 years old about this. And it was crazy. Do you have any
Well, I
any
think
main points to hit?
I think that silence is golden. Also, immediately after, let's just be quiet for a second. The haste in which this man responded and the grammar is a testament to that. The speed, but some of the things he said that I was like, my guy. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, very Hunter Harris actually, to be like, don't worry.
Don't bring me into it.
So,
Why am I in it?
You're right. Seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. Another quote, I will not give you one red penny. Also,
All
mind
caps.
you, all
One red
caps,
penny is all caps.
2 exclamation points. Many an exclamation point in this statement. Another moment. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. I know Beyonce is somewhere. I know Solange is somewhere being like, shut the fuck. Just shh. Close Google Docs. Minimize the screen right now.
It
And
is the
not.
moment that I was like, oh, this is like it's bad for him.
It's bad for him.
Was when, okay, so he says, you made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all of these celebrities are the same. I'm from Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have strict codes of honor. Quote, only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the serious surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I said fake physics, fake psychics. That's when I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This is like, there's a red underline in that document and everyone just ignored it.
And well, because he did it in private. I know he opened his laptop, turned down the brightness, and then exported it as a PDF.
So I guess, I mean, it's so early. Who knows what's going to happen?
Alleged,
Yes. Yeah. I want to reiterate that, like, obviously this is all serious.
Yeah.
And that there, like, aren't jokes to make about it. However, I did get on Twitter. I know. And it's
you put that on yourself.
These are all jokes about the statement itself being just so, like,
of course,
like, so, like, ooh, girl, what's going on at home?
Yeah, nothing about the context of the situation, but only about Jay-Z.
Only about a man
and his writing career.
Taking a pen to paper. And
which they should never do. Never. If you're a man, stop writing right now.
Put down the podcast microphone. Okay, this one, there are two tweets I have to bring to the space because they were so fucking funny. Someone said, Nina Monet said, I have no idea what the appropriate media response to being accused of sexual assault / rape is, but I know it's not supposed to sound like Denzel at the end of training day. I said, Denzel at the end of training day? No, I had to, like, catch my breath. And the other one by Amelia Elizalde says, okay, guys, this statement is incredibly important. So for the tone, I'm thinking traveling magician that has been found out. They called him the Wizard of Oz.
Not the Wizard.
They said Wicked in theaters now. Oh,
starring your fave.
But it's like, but is that a lie? I mean, I read this and I think this is someone who no one has eyes on this.
Yeah.
The physics psychics, I said, I just want to put my phone down.
No, it's serious. No, because I know he was in bed, lowering the brightness on his laptop, typing it out and exporting it as a PDF.
Trying to do it in private, not so no one would know. And I've seen a lot of people on the other, like, who have the opposite opinion that's like, oh, this is like such a hard statement. This is really like, he needs to be emphatic. He needs to come out like really strongly, like disputing all of this. But I'm like, that's not what this is.
Yeah.
Like, I think the best thing to say is nothing. And the second best thing to say is like, my attorneys will be in touch. Like, and I'm just like, it's
none, it's mum. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's like, these statements are just the worst time. And it's like,
and people are reading it with like, like the Spy Kids glasses that goes like, that's how people are reading this.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
And there's grammar errors all over the damn thing. So it's like, well, King, maybe we don't do that.
I know. But it's hard because, a lot of talent thinks that they know best. And they think, and I'm sure also for like a person who is like a writer, is a rapper, like they think that they know like what to say. And it's like, but you never do, especially not in this day of the internet when like everything exists. What do they say in the social network? The internet isn't written in pen, it's pencil, it's written in ink. And like people, and the fact that it was like tweeted from the Rock Nation account, I was like, this needs to be like an attorney's letterhead. Like this,
Nothing serious should ever come from the Rock Nation account. Let's just put that on paper. And the kicker of all of this is not just this statement. It's the fact that it was either ABC or NBC had posted on social, basically like a recap of the news breaking. And who was in the likes? Mother at Miss Tina Knowles.
Okay, I mean, you
don't accidentally like that. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying
a lot
anything.
of stuff. She actually likes a lot of stuff.
I've seen Joke Time.
No one's ever doubted that she runs her own account because she goes rogue all the time.
Yeah,
even with the Kamala stuff, when she was like, "How dare you say that my daughter got paid by Oprah to endorse Kamala?" Like, she really is at the front lines all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if she said something about this. Honestly,
it just seems like such a I don't know, huge deal. That's like to me, Kamala, that mild accusations of being endorsed.
But I just mean that she like. I feel like she's always
of a certain generation.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's too early to
To say anything. Yeah, same.
We just don't have enough information yet
Absolutely.
from any side. I will say that I saw some people in Houston where this attorney is based saying that he has been accused of like extortion by other clients before.
The lawyer.
Yeah, the Tony
Oh.
Busby, who's representing this alleged victim. And then I also saw that Jay-Z has filed like court papers to have the alleged victim named. And Megan Cuniff, are you familiar? Miss Bobbiana, who did really important work with the Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? The leprechaun
Doesn't even
guy?
matter. Doesn't even matter. We
Canadian
don't say
guy?
it on this podcast.
Yeah. But she was the one who was really covering that case, and she said that maybe the case law is in Jay-Z's favor with this, that the victim will eventually have to be named. But I was like, interesting.
Okay. So more soon.
Yeah, but this statement did not sit right in my spirit. It really, really did not.
And I don't even, just whatever, again, we don't know enough, but I will say, should have ended after Lemonade.
The marriage?
Should have, yes.
Girl.
Or maybe even before.
Let's take this offline.
Okay. Closed case. All right. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be.
You know, I wonder, every Spotify Rap Day or Apple Music users, like, dang. It's like, I don't know.
No, I
like
think
Santa
they love
Claus
it.
passed their house.
No, I actually think they're like radically like pro not participating in user data.
Interesting. Okay.
Sofia Richie, I do apologize for calling you boring. If you do want a link and build, I'm happy to dance with you anytime.
Boring 4 times in a row. Just let's be clear on that. And oh my God, did they just catch the healthcare shooter?
Hopefully not.
He was fine as fuck.
I know,
Not
keep
gonna
him
lie.
at large. Okay, pausing. Fucking stupid. Okay.
So he's not fine. Okay,
No, it's fine as
crazy.
fuck.
No, go
No,
ahead.
I'm bisexual
Stay
again.
in the
I'm
pocket
bisexual
of
again.
big healthcare. Why don't you?